Welcome back for today. We're getting ready to paint the engine. I wanted to show you these parts first. These are the pitman arm and the oil cap. They went black. As you can see, very nice smooth finish. Those were actually done with a paintbrush. You'll see no paint marks in them at all. So they're, as I said, this paint will flow out, remove all brush marks, and it provides a nice good hard finish. These painted approximately an hour ago. They're not quite dry. Takes about 2 to 4 hours to dry and cure a little bit. We're going to get ready. We're going to mix up our paint for the engine. We've moved it into our paint booth and we're getting ready to mix that paint. It's 5 to 10% thinner because we're spraying it. If you don't spray it, if you're going to brush it, don't do it out of the can. Put it in another container. What we're going to find, you're going to notice I'm completely covered with a cheap paint suit from Home Depot, because this stuff, if it gets on you, it does not come off. From experience, I can tell you that. So what you're going to want to do, wear protective gloves. After I mix it, because I ran into this, I've done it several times, with my gloves, when I'm mixing the paint stuff, I'm going to get it on my gloves, so I'll mix it, get it ready to go, get it ready to put in the gun. Then I'm going to switch out my gloves and I'll actually tape around the glove and that, because if not, these ride up and you'll get a nice paint stripe there, and it doesn't, like I said, it does not come off very easily. So yeah, let's get that mixed up. So again, KBS Coatings Motor Coater. We've done the 2 steps. Let's actually take a real quick look here. Show you before we mix that up, because once I mix that, it's going to start hardening. So if you take a look here, you can see on the engine block these kind of white stripes. You can see it's rusted. This is exactly actually what we want to see. If we didn't see that, we'd have to kind of do some cleaning, do some touch-ups, because the paint will adhere to that. So we're going to go ahead and mix that up. Okay. So if it's been on the shelf for a while, if you've had it for a while, they actually recommend storing it upside down for a couple days. That's going to get the pigments that have gone to the bottom of the can kind of mixed back up in. Don't shake it vigorously. That can incorporate air bubbles into it, which is going to give you bubbles in your paint. So we'll go ahead and we'll just pop this open. And we're going to mix enough of it to do our 2 coats. This has a recoat window of 30 minutes, or you actually have to wait a full 7 days, possibly more, until it fully hardens to do that second coat. You're going to want to stir it with a stir stick, get everything mixed up before you dump it. We're going to leave a little bit here in the can, so if we have to do touch-ups, we can do some touch-ups with a brush or any other spray it if we wanted to, but probably brush it on. Like I said, it smooths right out, so if we miss a spot here or two with the air gun, we can touch it up. The one thing you do want to do is make sure that you're stirring down to the bottom, kind of bring that up to the top, so that what you're looking for is no swirls in the paint. If you look right now, there's still a little bit of a swirl, black swirl, so we're basically just getting that out. And that way we know our paint's completely mixed up. This has a little bit of a metallic in it. We want to make sure that we don't get some stripes in it or anything like that. It is Oldsmobile gold. And The one thing you do want to kind of watch, notice I'm going to have to do the stick several times, is you do not want to get the paint as much as possible in with the lid inside the ring. KBS actually has these devices here that snap on the inner here to make it easier to pour. These little cans, it's a little bit harder, but so we're going to go ahead and we're going to mix it. Just got one of these paint buckets from Home Depot. We're going to do their 8-to-1, which is going to be roughly the 15%. Said we're going to leave a little in the can, so if we have to touch up. You do have to use their thinner, don't try and use anything else. Their thinner is specifically designed to be a very slow evaporating thinner, so don't use anything besides their thinner to thin the paint out. Again, because if we were brushing it, we could just take it straight out of this can. You want to stir it a few times in between as you're painting, but because we're going to spray it, we're going to go ahead and mix up. Now thinner to thin it down so it'll spray better out of our paint gun. We're going to be using a high volume, low pressure gravity feed paint gun. There's a few different types out there. You can use those. You can use pot guns. We'll go ahead and just wipe this off. Remove that. The one thing you do want to do, as I said, this mixes with the air, mixes with the water in the air, so you don't want to leave this open, or your paint will harden. So we're just going to go ahead and we'll go ahead and get that shut down. Mix up our paint that's and thinner so that it's a nice consistency. As I said, you gotta take care of that. Like I said, you'll get it on your gloves. You don't want to be getting that. It'll stick to your spray gun and stuff, so I prefer to go ahead and use a second set of gloves when I'm ready to go. Pull that over, take this tape, just do a nice little loose around. Same on the other one. Again, all I'm looking to do is keep that from riding up on my gloves. So we're ready to paint. I'm going to go ahead and put on my mask. It is very potent paint, so we're going to go ahead and go with our safety and
Let's go.
Okay, so we got part of that done. We're gonna go ahead and flip the engine over, and then we'll get the other side scraped.
That's the spinner.
Hey, as you noticed, I did run out of paint there, so we had to get some more. So we'll take what's left, put it back in the can, we'll add a little thinner to that. The one thing you do want to do with this is immediately begin your cleanup. You just use the thinner again. It's good to spray a little bit of that through your gun. Just to get it off the tip a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and clean. And that should be it. Thanks for watching. We'll show you the completed after it dries. Thank you. Hey, welcome back. As you can see, we've got the Oldsmobile engine mostly put together. Of course, this isn't the carburetor going on. We just put it on just to keep the garbage out. It's Oldsmobile Gold from KBS Coatings again. We'll be firing it up here shortly. We've got to get the Oldsmobile back on its wheels so we can move it around, so that I can get my run stand out, because it's sitting behind it. We still got to get a few plugs just to run it. Not sure. I think these are used for the coolant temperatures and stuff, but it's just about there. We got the pulleys there curing. We painted those with the black paint. And the front pulleys, same thing. And then we'll be ready to get this going. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Thank you.